Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another very special video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about our boy Anthony Lapusso. Sorry, I mean Larusso. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about, because I know you guys really like these videos where I touch upon sort of the real-world elements to Cobra Kai and how it can be applicable to the real world and situations we've all gone through ourselves at one point in our lives or another. And maybe you've seen it. Maybe you know, growing up through school, maybe we've seen this kind of thing happen, and that's why Cobra Kai is as good as it is, because there's that relatability element there, where when you're watching, you can sort of remind yourself of those moments, like, oh wow, sheesh, that happened in school. Like, I remember when someone else was doing that. Now, obviously with Anthony Larusso, okay, since the beginning of the show, he's not a fan favorite. We've all kind of hated Anthony because he's just been everything that's wrong with modern society. Sat there ordering stuff, all online, all into his tech, not really self-aware, not really engaging with his family. And to be honest, I think we wouldn't mind so much if he wasn't a Larusso. And I think that, the character has gone through this journey for 4 seasons to set him up for what's to come. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have seen my video that I did on why Anthony is being set up for probably one of the best arcs in the show. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. If you have, then you know roughly what I'm going to get into. To take a character that no one likes, and, I've never really hated Anthony, I just found him annoying, and that's that. I never really got on the train of, oh, he's my least favourite, it's more of just, he's just annoying, It's like, you're Daniel's kid, can you fix up? But I will do a video talking about this as well, of where Daniel and Amanda have failed Anthony. Like, they failed him, as parents. And this is the thing with this show that it tries to show, is even though Daniel and Amanda are in Anthony and Sam's lives, they still fail them. And even though, Johnny isn't in Robbie's life, he fails him. So it's just it's that balance of, even though the parents might be there, they might not actually be there kind of thing. And it's brought full circle when Ralph's daughter, playing the character of Louis' sister, says, why do you care more about your daughter than you care about your son? And then Amanda and Daniel flip out, and Amanda grabs the pad, because she's dead on. She's bang on. She's right about it 100%. And I think the whole season pretty much plays out as follows, where you see this journey of Anthony, learning all these lessons from people around him that are a bad influence. And this is something that many kids go through, because either through lack of having friends, either through lack of feeling like they need to try and fit in, or either, they have no one to guide them, so they lose their path, they lose their way, and they end up going on the wrong path. And to Anthony's credit, when Daniel flips out at him in one of my favourite moments of Season 4, when Daniel's like, quiet, and channels his inner Cobra Kai, his Johnny teachings, to put Anthony straight, it's after that Anthony finally starts to make amends, and starts by literally taking the trash out. Like, to me, that's a metaphor for, I'm taking all the trash out that I've caused. It's time to make things right. But the problem is, it's too late, because now Kenny is now on the path to becoming a monster, and Anthony now has to deal with this going forward. And the character of Chosen now coming in, there is no better time to bring Chosen in, but also, Season 5 will be quite an intimate season. You'll have Johnny uniting with Miguel and Robbie, father and sons. We will have that where Johnny is reuniting with his sons. You'll have, Daniel actually having to spend more time with his kids, which is something that he hasn't really done much this show, because he's been trying to balance work, he's been trying to balance the dojo, and with the way the characters are in this kind of headspace now, Anthony needs Daniel now more than ever. Like, as great Chosen coming in is, Anthony really needs his dad. He needs his dad to guide him. And now that Daniel can no longer teach in the Valley, by definition, there is no better time than now for Anthony and Daniel to really bond as father and son. And even to that, Sam's in a headspace where she's going to feel broken. She's going to feel like she failed everyone and she let everybody down. She talked a big game and she lost. There's potential there for this to be Sam's best season. There's a lot of that potential where Daniel has to be there for his kids, and Johnny has to be there for his kids. Like, it's time. It's time to bring it all together. And I think, going back to the peer pressure element, there were so many instances growing up where even, I fell victim to that. And if you were one of the lucky ones to have never fallen victim to it, then, you know, count your blessings, because it's not a nice experience. You know, knowing that you've played a hand in doing something that you didn't want to do, but because of wanting to be socially accepted by a group of people, or to impress your friends, you know, as Kenny would say, to fit in. And let's be honest, the friends that hang out, you know, quote unquote friends that hang out with Anthony while he's at the game, you know, computer thing, and they're trolling Kenny with the Leah fake profile stuff, you know, they're not really his friends. They're just using him to, you know, go around and troll people. And Anthony's standing there talking a big game saying, oh yeah, I'm a Larusso, you know, I can do my Miyagi karate. So that's why they're not testing him. But also then they are, because they're like, oh hey, you know, bust out some of that Miyagi shit. Come on, Lapusso. You know, they're pushing him. And you get so many details this season, right? In one of my favourite scenes in the show, where you get all the reason as to why Anthony is the way he is. And it's quite simply, Mr. Miyagi was great, but I never really knew the guy. Imagine that. Imagine being that character, where everyone else around you has all these great stories. Your sister has trained with him. You haven't. You haven't got the memories. You haven't got the interaction. So when he said that he didn't care about Miyagi or whatever, I think everyone kind of took it the wrong way. They're like, oh my god, this kid needs an arse whooping. No, I don't think it's that at all. I think it's more of just like, if you look at it from his point of view, he's always felt out of the loop. He's the middle child. He's the one that no one gives a frog's fat arse about. And I think that's what his arc will be. And Daniel plants this perfect seed of information, which is as follows. Miyagi also, you know, you were the only person to ever land a hit on Miyagi. That's key. And second, is he said that one day you'd also be protecting this family. And this is why I was saying that as much as Sam has had more of the spotlight than Anthony, I think Anthony will actually be the defender of the family. I think Sam is more gearing towards like a Johnny kind of style approach to life, or a chosen style of approach. But I think classic Miyagi-Do is something that the Anthony really needs. He needs the Miyagi-Do that that Chosen knows, 100%. But he also needs that Miyagi-Do element that got Daniel, you know, him being the hothead that he was, it got him through school, it put him on a better path, all the bonding with him and Miyagi. And this is where Daniel can really become Miyagi for Anthony. He can channel his inner Miyagi and live vicariously through it by teaching Anthony. And that's where that evolution comes from for Daniel as well. And this is what I'm so excited for next season, is Daniel won't be teaching, obviously, until they learn that, you know, this is where Tori could say, hey, they fixed it. But, you know, Daniel's a man of honor. He won't teach or whatever. But this will allow him time with his son. It'll allow him time to spend time with Anthony for once. Because Anthony has always been neglected. He's never been the one that had any attention. And, you know, you could also make the argument, oh, well, Anthony's a spoiled brat, or he should grow up and mature. But again, like, these comments are said from, you know, people that don't have that perspective. You know, when you grow up in an environment where you're looked at as the lesser of your siblings, it can be hard, you know, and you know, you're asking Anthony to be something that he isn't. You know, he's never been that. But Anthony, in this particular moment now, aside from his rivalry with Kenny, I feel like we are gearing up for Anthony to be... We'll be on Anthony's side in Season 5, let's just say that. We were on Kenny's side in Season 4. I think we'll be on Anthony's side in Season 5. I think Kenny's going to be a real arsehole in Season 5. A real piece of shit. And it's not Kenny's fault. It's because of everything that's led him here. And Anthony is a huge hand in that. Anthony is incredibly responsible for said event happening. And Anthony will now have to come to terms with what he's caused and make it right. And that's what I'm excited for, to see where he's going to go. And also shout out to Griffin as well, because he's a hell of an actor. Like, just in simple scenes where he's not saying anything, like when he goes into the back of the dojo and he looks at the picture of Daniel and Miyagi, and then he picks up the scroll, like, he's immersed in what the scroll offers. He's immersed in the Miyagi sort of teachings without being immersed in it. Like, there's always that hint of him wanting to know more. And I think we are now in a position where we're going to see things change for Anthony. And I think our opinions of him will start to change as time progresses. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, maybe some people may still not like him, and that's fine, you know, it's a fictional character. But I do feel like there is a lot of potential for Anthony, and we're just scratching the surface of it. And peer pressure is a genuinely real thing that so many people fall victim to, and now Anthony's paying the price of it. And as much as Anthony was a real piece of work, if you look at the scene when they attack Kenny, like after he dresses as I think was it Dr. Scribblebottoms, and he has that weird tail on the back of his costume. You know, they kick Kenny, they hit him, they grab him, and then they force Anthony to do something he knows is not right, and to do something he doesn't want to do. They literally force him or coerce him into trying to hit Kenny. And Anthony clearly doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. Even when they make him use the fake profile on the dungeon game, you know, you can see Anthony's face. He doesn't want to do it. It's that internal conflict that he knows he shouldn't be doing it, but he does it anyway because of the social pressure. And that is a real thing that people go through. And I'm glad that the show's kind of touching upon that. It's touched upon it before with people like Eli and Dimitri and all that kind of stuff, but it's really expanded with Anthony this season. And I'm just excited to see where it goes. Guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know if you agree with any of the points that I've raised in regards to Anthony's character. And let me know where you think he might go in Season 5. And has your opinion on Anthony changed in the slightest? Maybe from my video here, maybe have you seen Anthony in a different light than what you did beforehand? Comment down below, let me know. And, I mean, subscribe, la pusso.